Rock me, mama, like a wagon wheel. Rock me, mama, any way you feel. Hey, mama, rock me. Hello, my name is Darius Rucker. I got a really special lesson planned for you today. Doing wagon wheel, doing the Darius Rucker version, okay? And but it's essentially the same as Old Crow Medicine Show. And I'm going to break this lesson into two parts. So I'm going to do an acoustic lesson in the beginning, and then I'm going to do an electric. I'm going to grab my electric over here, and I'm going to show you an electric lesson. Now the difference is going to be the acoustic is going to be just very basic strumming and using the capo. And the electric, I'm going to use a little more different embellishments, and I'm also going to use bar chords. So if you're a beginner and you're tuning in, you probably want to stick with the first half. If you want to watch the second half and get a little adventurous, feel free to do so. Also, thanks for supporting me on Patreon. Feel free to subscribe and like. If you join my Patreon, you can ask direct questions, and I'll go in there and answer them, or I make videos and respond. Feel free to comment if you have questions here, and I try to get to those as well. So, wagon wheel. It goes like, it's G, D, E minor, C. Those are the chords. G, if you don't know G, D, E minor, or C, please feel free to just Google it, okay? So it's G, D, E minor, C. Okay? And it goes like, heading down south in the land of the pines, thumbing my way to North Carolina, staring at the road and I pray to God I see headlights. Let me talk about the structure here first of all, and I'm going to refer to this chord chart that I made. So what we're dealing with is, so this is actually, this is a fast song. It's actually a very fast song. It's actually 140 BPMs using a shuffle beat. I know I'm using a lot of technical words, but let me break it down. 140 BPMs means 140 beats per minute. Okay, so for instance, there's 60 seconds per minute. Okay, so 60 BPMs would be like 1 beat per second, but this has 140. Okay, this is kind of like 1, 2, 3, 4. So to make this as simple as possible, I'm going to ask you to just do this basic strum that I'm giving you. You're going to do 2 strums of G, 2 strums of D, 2 strums of E minor, and then 2 strums of C. That's the first half. The second half is 2 strums of G, 2 strums of D, and then 4 strums of C. Okay, so that's what we're dealing with. Okay, again, if you need to know those chords, just Google them. If you need to practice switching quickly, feel free to do so, because you want to get good at going D, E minor, C. You got to be able to do that, okay? So for those of you that can do that, we're going to try this with the drum beat. So it's going to be G, D, E minor, C, and then G, D, C. Okay, I'm gonna call these out as we go. So I'm going to give you a drum beat. The drum beat is located in the description. I'm using 140 BPM shuffle drum beat. Also, I'm going to link another video of how to slow down YouTube videos. You could use it to slow down this video, or you could use it to slow down the drum beat, or you could use it to slow down the actual Darius Rucker song. And I might get into that as well. So here's the drum beat. Here we go. And we're going to do our chord sequence. So it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4. Bring the volume up a little bit. It's going to be G, D, E minor, C, G, D, C, G, D, E minor, C, G, D, C. Again, 2 G's, 2 D's, 2 E minors, 2 C's, 2 G's, 2 D's, 4 C's. Again. So that's how the groove is structured, okay? If you can practice at home first with the drum beat that I'm supplying for you, it's going to really, really help you. I just want to stop and encourage you to always be working with drum beats. And not necessarily a metronome. A drum beat is so much better, okay? Because the live drum beat is giving you a groove to interact with that's going to be similar to a real band situation. And that's going to be similar to a real song situation. Like if you're going from, you know, playing by yourself to then trying to learn to play with a song, that drum beat is going to be a little bit closer than a metronome to the song, okay? So you got G, D, E minor, C. By the way, I forgot to mention, but capo's on the 2nd fret, and you probably need to tune when you put the capo on. So don't just tune the guitar and then put the capo on. Put the capo on and then tune. That's my tip. Sorry, I forgot to say that in the beginning of the video. Anyway, so we got G, D, E minor, C, G, D, C. Okay? I'm going to play it with the song. Let's listen to me do this with Darius Rucker. Here we go. I'm going to do a very basic strum, and then I'll show you a little bit of creative stuff as well. So, not trying to show off here, but I was just doing a little bit more just to get the real feel of the song. Just showing you where you're at and where you want to go. Okay, as a beginner lesson, you're taking this as G, D, E minor, C. But I'm just saying, hey, if I were to do this at my level, it would be... embellishment on the C. Rock me, mama, like a wagon wheel. Rock me, mama, any way you feel. Hey, hey, mama, rock me. Rock me, mama, like the wind and the rain. Rock me, mama, like a southbound train. Hey, hey, mama, rock me. So one thing you can do if you're doing your basic strum is put on this drum beat, and again the drum beat's in the description below, and try an up and down strum. So watch, just a basic. So you're going from, so now you're going to go to, that could help you, and then eventually you start taking out some of those strums. See what? See the boom pachaka, boom pachaka. There's some Hendrix right there. Strumming is really hard. Rhythm is really hard, okay? The reason rhythm is so hard is you've got all the dexterity challenges that you have on the left hand, you have on the right hand. On top of that, you have the math of rhythm. It's math, okay? and that can be very complex because you're doing this math. Some of you may not realize it, but strumming is math. Okay, when you get very complex with it, whatever that is, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8, you know how you're interacting with the groove, and then you've got all your chordal stuff and melodic stuff and bass tones that you're working on, along with your cuts and rhythms. It can get very complex. But that's why you love to do this. That's why you love to play guitar. There's a lot of options, and you want to explore them to the best of your ability. I'm showing you a lot here. If you get stuck, or if you see something you like but you don't quite understand it, hit me up and get a lesson on Skype, or you can join my Patreon and ask the question in there. So for the rest of us, I'm going to transition over to the electric. Okay, so it's the same song, but I'm playing it on electric, and I'm going to play it without the capo. By the way, if you're struggling on playing with acoustic, playing on electric, believe it or not, is a lot easier. I know I've said this before in other videos, but if you're following along at home and you're having a struggle, especially when I'm about to do some bar chords, switching to electric is a lot easier. Okay. Also, if you just stumbled across this lesson, I want you to realize that this is a playlist of a series of lessons that I'm releasing now on YouTube. And they're all about the same level, and they're all moving progressively in stages. So you can take one lesson, then look at the next series of the playlist and take the next lesson. So the link of the playlist is below. Check out that playlist as well, please. Okay, so we've got, now that we take away the capo, the chords that we're dealing with is going to be A. Turn on my guitar here. A, E, F sharp minor, and D. Roll back some of that gain. There we go. Hear me okay? Okay, so we've got A, E, F sharp minor, and D, and then A, E, D. So it's going to be A, 2 beats of A, 2 beats of E, F sharp, D, 2 strums each. And then you got A, E, D. Hold on, I have to correct myself with something kind of very technical, and I'm not trying to make this video too technical, but I have to say this. And if this goes over your head, just ignore it, okay? But for some of you, this is going to really confuse you, so I want to clarify this. When I said 2 strums of A, 2 strums of E, technically speaking, at 140 BPMs, every single chord is 4 times each. It's 4 A's, 4 E's, F sharp, D. So it's really 4, 4, 4, 4, and then A, E, D, E. I'm sorry, A, E, D, D is also 4, 4, 4, 4. But the feel is different. The feel is more like... And so that feel is like 2, it's like 2 beats each. Okay, if the song were 70 BPMs, that would be true, but it's not, it's 140. And if you don't understand what I just said, don't worry about it. But for some of you, if that clarified some problems in terms of understanding how the groove and the math lies, that I was trying to answer that, okay? So you can do this, you can do 2 strums of A, 2 strums of E, 2 strums of F sharp minor, 2 strums of D. And by the way, if you don't know how to do that bar chord, F sharp minor, I do a lesson on bar chords. I released it yesterday, so you can go back on the playlist in the description below and learn about that. Okay, so we got A, E, F sharp minor, D, A, E, D. For the A, I do suggest you do 1 finger. In the 70s, it was popular to do it with 3 fingers. And if you learned from a teacher that learned from the 70s, or if you learned from a book that was written in the 70s, it may say that. But if that's the case with you, I want to welcome you. It's right now 2020. I don't know when you're seeing this video, but I'm recording it in 2020. And I'm going to play Mag with one finger. The reason I play it with one finger, by the way, it's easy because if I want to make it like do something pretty and a pretty embellishment of the A, or if I want to do some like bluesy rock and roll, in both scenarios, I need to be able to have these fingers open and available. So, you know, do yourself a favor and play with one finger. That way you have a lot of options to expound. Okay, so I'm going to now play this with Darius Rucker with our bar chords. And I'm going to first play it... Excuse me. I'm going to play it simply, and then I'm going to take some liberties and do some embellishments, okay? Let me just get my tone a little nicer here. Okay, here we go. Let me reshoot that. There's a lot of cool stuff you can do here. I love these country songs. I love doing a lot of these embellishments. I'm just going to do a couple here because I just want to give you a taste, and I'm focusing most of this class on more of the fundamentals of how to play the song, but I just want to show you a little bit. There, but you see there you can expound on things and embellish on things. And one of my biggest influences, Jimi Hendrix, and the other really big influence is Stevie Ray Vaughan. But the way Jimmy expounded on chords is the way I do, like you see me do it. And you hear this a lot in modern country now. Like to build on chords. So if you want more information on that, leave me a comment, and that'll get me excited, and then I'll have the motivation to do that. So anyway, don't forget to subscribe and like, and please comment your requests. If you got anything you want me to cover or anything you didn't understand and you want me to clarify, I will do a sequel video if I have to. Okay. So if anything, I'll see you tomorrow. I do post a video every day, and check out that playlist below. Okay. Take care. Bye bye.